how did you connect with Dumbo Station? For people who don't know, Italian jazz band. I never heard of them. I got into them because you started doing this project. How did y'all
Right.
link up for this project?
So I was on tour in Europe a couple years ago, me and Apollo Brown, maybe like 2 years ago or something. Me and Apollo Brown was in Europe, and we had a show in Rome, Italy. And after the show, we hanging out and selling merch and drinking beer, you know, stuff you do after the show. And a dude came up to me and he was like, yo, man, I'm a huge fan. I got a label out here in Italy called Tuff Kong Records. We do a lot of vinyl, do vinyl with a lot of different acts, a lot of guys, you know, kind of in your world. I'd love to do a project with you. I'd love to do, you know, an album or EP or something with you. And I know you're a huge jazz fan. I actually have a jazz band signed to my label called Dumbo Station. What if we did the two of y'all together? And I was like, yo, this is something I've always wanted to do, but didn't really put it to the forefront, but it was on my bucket list. That's something I knew I was going to do. I was like, at some point, I'm going to do a project with a jazz band, for sure. But when, I don't know. I got to get a band together. I got to, you know, book crazy studio time. I got to put the pieces together and pay everybody and do all this different stuff. At some point, I'm going to do it. So when he said that, I was like, yo, this is nuts. Like, let me hear them. He sent me a link to their album, which is crazy. It's online now.
Yep, I checked it out. It's dope.
Yeah, he sent me a link to their album, and I was like, oh, they're perfect. Like, let's do this. So, you know, last summer, June 2019, while Retropolitan was still being mixed, I was already in Italy working on this project. So Retropolitan wasn't even out yet, and I had to to the next project, at least, you know, creatively and, you know, productivity-wise. I was in Italy for a week. You know, they flew me out to Italy for a week or whatever, and I was just out there rocking, man. We did the whole thing in about 6-7 days. I think 6 days because I was out there 7. One day we took off. So did the whole thing in like 6 days and just rocked out. You know what I mean? We made all the beats on the spot. It wasn't no beats that they had already, and I just took them. Everything was on the spot. Everything is live. There's not a drum machine in sight on this project.